me and Roxy are just like, I told her like right before we were just like, I have a feeling me and you are not going to stop talking about this.
I'm obsessed with it. I have watched the music video like 50 times.
And if you're wondering what that comeback is, and well deserved because he's been quiet for the last few years. So March comebacks.
I need to look at this one. I did get more invested in March. I will agree with Jay on one because I already know one that she's gonna say. I did really like Bang Younguk's mini album.
Yes. It's so okay. Listen. I'm biased as fuck, okay? I admire this man, okay? But his album is beginning to end really, really, really good. And just because I bias him, I'm like also just like, hey, yeah, listen to it, please. He has a range of songs. Go read the review also, because I wrote that. Okay, thanks. But it tells a story of like different moments in his life, and you get that feeling. There's sadness, there's anger to it. And he tells like there's basically, sorry, I know some people are listening out there, but he basically puts the middle finger up to a lot of things in that album. Listen, name a king and queen or queen that will do that too. There's not many. Okay, there's not that many. And I'm just like, oh, like that album is so good, so good. And
sorry.
No, I'll just say it is a hip hop album, and we don't get that often. Okay, so if you're into that realm, listen to it, please. For me.
In March, there were a lot of big name comebacks. Most of them underwhelmed me, to be honest. Like, I was very excited for G Idol, but also not because there was that controversy with Soyeon plagiarizing ATs, and it was like, I don't like this. So I wasn't very happy about that, but I was also kind of underwhelmed by Tomboy. Like, just based on the concept photos, I really wanted to like it. Like, it was really up my alley, but the song itself, I was kind of like,
it fell short.
It's not bad, but it's not great either. So I was just kind of like, eh. And then there's the vocal part that they have a TikTok dance with that it gets stuck in my head because I see it all the time. But like,
right,
I didn't want to buy the album.
Yeah, it wasn't enough. You know, Stray Kids came back with Maniac. Let me just say.
Oh my God. Why do you have so many?
Because they came out with different versions, but honestly, I really, really liked this comeback. And yes, I'm biased, sure. But if you're not paying super, super close attention right before they, do the Maniac, right? And they're hitting their heads like Frankenstein. I love how they play with noise in that sense. Because it's just like, who would have thought putting a power drill in a song, right? I'm just saying, like, whatever they concoct in their little lab, what the fuck?
I'll be honest though, I didn't listen to that album, and I didn't like Maniac very much.
It's okay,
and I don't know if it's just like I really, really liked Stray Kids when they like first debuted, but like as time has gone on, I'm just kind of like, eh. And I don't know why, but I've heard that the album itself is very good. And I just like, I don't really join the hype train on it. I don't know. It's just,
I really also liked Venom off of the album. Because like, again, they play with noise in a way that is like it's noisy, yes, but also like, I wouldn't have thought so. Like, if you listen to Venom, you know, like that noise when you pull a string really tight and
Mhm.
it makes like a certain noise, like that is like the underlying noise that they use for that song. And it like it's supposed to sound also like spider webs, like stretching, and you're pulling it really tight. And I'm like, oh, they were smart for this. What the heck? Okay. And obviously I'm going to their concert. It'll be my first Stray Kids concert. I'm super excited. But yes, I have so many versions of this album. And um and so I'm just like, uh this album is really good.
I wonder
But
if part of the reason I'm like no is because I'm so up against noise music right now. So anytime I hear, I'm like, no, we're done.
um so like when you there's a unit with Hyunjin, Changbin, and Felix that is a callback to like older hip hop rap. I'm like, oh, okay. The name escapes me off the top of my head for the song, but that song was so good, so good. There's another album that I have right next to me, but do you have another comeback? Just saying, I really liked Stray Kids, but I know Roxy doesn't mess with Stray Kids as much, but I enjoyed it. If you have the chance and if you're a big fan of Stray Kids and you missed out on this album, please go listen to it. But what other comeback do you have, Roxy?
So I actually really liked Kihyun's debut.
I did too.
It
I
had,
like the direction he went.
yeah, it had a very like sort of, 2000s rock feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of surprised by how much I liked that. But I think that was like
Mm-hmm.
really the only other thing in March that I liked a lot.
The other one, and I actually really like that particular comeback, and I finally was able to get my hands on the physical version. Red
Red
Velvet's
Velvet.
Feel My Rhythm. Whatever they did in this album, this was what I was hoping for a long time. For a long time. It was like Queendom was all right to me. Like I'm not saying it was terrible, but feel whatever magic concoction they put into Feel My Rhythm of sampling classical music
Was there not
into
noise in the title? Because I'm trying to remember why I didn't like Red Velvet's comeback very much.
for which one? This one?
Yeah. I mean, it was okay, but I didn't really like it that. Maybe I don't like the classic music feel. I mean, it's a very interesting concept to go
It is a
with.
I think I also just really like how they have so many art references that they did with the comeback and the music video and the concept photos. So I think that's why I was really drawn to it. Yeah, but I can see why. Like it samples, is it Bach? Yeah, I believe it samples Bach. I don't know the name of the song, but I liked it. I think it was a in my opinion, I think this is one of the ways how classical music you can make it sound, I don't want to say hip, more like interesting in a modern way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, I think that was like a really good like take for how they went in this direction. Um, but it is noisy. It is noisy.
Yeah. And I'm on an anti-noise kick very hard. So anytime I hear like
Yes.
an instance of it, I'm like, no, we're done. It's over.
You're just like, I'm over it. I'm
Although,
over
am I
it.
really though? Because like of one of my April favorites, it's kind of noisy. So maybe I'm just
Yeah. Also, if you had the chance to pick up the album, I'm showing it on camera. They're so gorgeous. Like the concept photos that they have in here, I'm like, huh? What the heck? How do you guys keep elevating yourselves even further? I'm saying, yeah, I also want to mention one other comeback, and I recommended it to Roxy when it came out. Highlight's return album this year was really, really good too. Like it's like I'm just like I said, I love when older generation groups are coming back with things. So I'm just like, please listen to Highlight. They're the reason why they're an OG group and they've been around for long. And like what GOT7 did, they also branched out of Cube and they created their own label and they're buying back the rights to their songs too. So listen to Highlight, please, because that was a really good, like, it has a spring feel to that album, but that was a really good album too. So listen to it, please. Give these older groups some love.
One last one I did want to mention for March is that I really like Kingdom's comeback. So they're doing the historical concepts. The one they did before this was like Russia. And for this one, they returned back to Korea. So they incorporate a lot of like historical instruments into their stuff. So I think that's a good one. I like April.
Yeah, I liked April too. I listened to a lot more in April. The biggest one, everybody was talking about it. We saw the return of Big Bang.
Yes. And they came back with a more somber sort of song, did they not?
I know. It's a ballad for them. I'm not gonna lie, I was emotional. When it came out, I was emotional. Because it's just like, where do you get to, like, I don't know when we're gonna get to see them next, or if they're even planning on staying together, whatever
I know,
it is.
Kind of felt like a farewell, did it not?
It did. It really did. And I'm like, what is this? But at the same time, I mean, they're all in different parts of their life. Top isn't even with YG anymore. Thank God. And Taeyong is a dad. GD's doing all of his stuff with his fashion and branding and all of that stuff. Don't know what Daesung's doing, but he still looks good. But also, when is he gonna see the light? Stop putting his hair in front of his face and eyes.
Never. He's never gonna see the light again.
But I'm just like, if you haven't listened to Still Life, I mean, it's charted for so long since its release, and I'm like, wow, and they, like, it was just one song, but like, I think people from, like, who are older K-pop fans, and I think newer K-pop fans are like, oh shit, this is how they get to really, it's a reintroduction of who Big Bang is. Yes, it wasn't, the hyper like dance track that we're used to, but it's still like, hey, they still are around and they still can put out good music and top singing.
But also it's a showcase of the powerhouse, right? So these people that will argue that Big Bang didn't matter that much never saw what it was like when they were promoting, because like the last time they really did, I think, was 2016, right? It's seeing in real time what people actually mean when they say like not necessarily paved the way, but like this was a big deal.
No, they're a juggernaut in their own right.
Yeah.
Like Big Bang, like you said, it's a powerhouse. Like, it doesn't necessarily like prove anything, but there's a reason why they've had such staying power as a group. So I'm just like, yo, they did that.
It's been so far this year, it's been a lot of return of second gen. There's a lot going on involved with the second gen groups, which for a lot of us that are older is like very exciting. Very nostalgic. So it is good to see that, they still had that.
What else for you, Roxy, in April?
So Dreamcatcher came back and they got their first win finally.
They deserved it. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah. And the title track wasn't like my favorite release from them, but the album was really, really good. And like their solos, they each have like a solo track on it. It's very like, there's a wide range of genres, and it was like very good. Each one of them like released a song that was very fitting for them, and their album was spectacular. So I'm just glad that they finally got a win. I mean, I've been saying for years, and we're getting a tour.
We're getting a tour out of them. So hey, take what you can get, girls and boys. But like when I woke up that morning to see that they got their first win, I'm like, oh my god, yay, they deserved it. They fucking deserved it, honestly. And this is coming from the person who isn't listening to Dreamcatcher as often, but I'm just like, hell yeah, hell yeah. I know we're cutting it close to time. There hasn't been like a lot. I mean, there is a lot that has happened in April, but two I want to mention. One,
I have one more I have to mention.
Is it both? I think we're both gonna mention this one, or no?
I think so.
I think we're gonna mention the last one because it's the most recent one that just came out in April. But one I do have to mention is Jesse's Zoom. Man, that shit's so addicting. Like, zoom in, zoom out. I'm like, she knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. You know what? I mess with the song. I like the song. She did a good job. I'm just like, oh, it's so catchy. And it's everywhere right now. It's everywhere.
Yeah, she's doing the dance challenge with everyone on TikTok. It's everyone.
The one with TXT, I'm like, stop. I can't. Yeah. I'm just like, oh. And then she did it recently with Itzy, and they looked good in it too. And I'm like, Jessie knew what she was doing. I see you. Ugh. Anyways, the last one.
I'm so excited.
Me and Roxy are just like, I told her like right before we were just like, I have a feeling me and you are not going to stop talking about this.
I'm obsessed with it. I have watched the music video like 50 times.
And if you're wondering what that comeback is, and well deserved because he's been quiet for the last few years, Psy finally came back with his 9th full album. First of all, round of applause, because he is a veteran. If you sure, people got into him during Gangnam Style, but this was that was the song to kick Gangnam Style to the curb and be like, no, this is Psy now.
And Yoongi's in it.
Exactly. I'm just like, I know you're especially happy because that's your ultimate bias.
Oh my god, when in the music video when he just like flies in, I was screaming. I was like, there he is.
Just like, oh my god,
cowboy.
He looks so good. Like, oh, honestly though, the choreography, not only just Yoongi doing it, but the whole entire thing of what this music video was like, it's so Psy, but it works, and it's so good, well choreographed. And I'm just like, I know all of them are sweating after just one take. Listen, this dance goes off. And like Yoongi, I wasn't expecting to be in the music video. I thought I was just making the song. However, Psy bamboozled this boy to come into this music video. How did you get this to happen? Because he's the grumpy little meow meow.
Oh my god. I love too, what I love about the song is that like he has a verse, and the verse is so him. Like,
yeah,
he mends together Psy's style and his style and like brings it together perfectly. And oh my god, it's so good. Like, I don't know how people like think Psy is a joke, like for real.
I mean, what was it? How many million views that he got within 24 hours?
I don't know. I didn't see
30, I think, or 20, like within the 20 and 30 range. And I'm like, yeah, first of all, you are the dude that also launched Gangnam Style into the stratosphere. It's like at something billion views, I'm like, yeah, hello, people were waiting for you. In general, the album is really good, really great features on this. You have Crush, Jessie, Hwasa, Sun Shi-kyung, Tableau.
Yep.
And you know what? We're not even done with his music videos. He hasn't released the other music videos.
Dude, I was like a week before like Psy announced that he was coming back, I was talking to our editor-in-chief and I was like, bro, it's been so long since we've had a Psy come back. Like the industry needs him. And it was like, oh, Psy's coming back at the end of April. I was like, yes.
Right. All of us like, wait, since when? When was this happening? Okay, it's happening. But at the same time, this comeback was so good. It's so good. And I mean, yes, me and Roxy are a little bit biased because Yoongi's on the track, but also Psy never misses.
He doesn't.
He never
doesn't
misses when it
it's
comes to,
I don't care how weird you think it is, it's good.
it's good. It's so good. And it's just like, you have hip hop, you have your ballads, you have your R&B, you have your dance tracks, you have your club tracks on this album alone. What the fuck? You know, I'm mad at him because it's just like, this is so good. And then I was talking to Roxy, like, I know Yoongi produced this for Psy, but imagine if this was a BTS song. It would be so like out of pocket from what they were doing. It would be so
out of pocket.
And I'm just like, but it would, I'd be like, yeah, I can see all of them do it. So credits to whoever said this on Twitter. I don't remember your username or at. I want to fully credit you, whoever you are that said this for Festa this year. If we're not getting OT7 that or OT7 Super Tuna, it'll be a great miss at Festa this year. Just saying. And you know the BTS members are gonna be making fun of Yoongi.
I know, but he killed it. He had so much fun. It made me so happy.
He popped off. Anyways, we should probably be wrapping up this portion of the episode. I hope you guys listen to all of the comebacks that we talked about. And if you haven't, we have a range and a whole plethora of articles that are out there with different comebacks within the past couple of months. Please go check them out, give them a read, support the writers who are on there and the editors, the whole team. Yeah, there's more. We're gearing up for summer season of K-pop. Summer season of K-pop is probably one of the wildest that we'll see because the world is opening up, more tours, people back in the audience is actually making noise. So
yep, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Krazemag to keep you updated on everything that's going on. And of course, all our other social channels as well, same handle. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well to catch our next episode. And this has been the Krazecast, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye.